Okay. 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 So where are we? We are in the preset fader. And what do I have to do here? Because actually I think I already fixed the dashboard, because now the whole coloring thing is actually working. So we can just, like, I don't know, give it some really nasty colors, and it's working fine. So actually what I really like is I mean, this orange aesthetic right now. I'm really digging this orange aesthetic. So border on is like this dark. So yeah, maybe we should set the text on too wide. So let's re-init. So what's next? That is indeed a good question. So yeah, let's have a look into the stack loader, because currently I added to the stack loader a par name filter. So I want this to be, yeah. So currently what you can do, just to explain what's actually happening here with the stack loader. So let's take this base here, this base 4. So we can put in as a name, just say base, and then we put in this asterisk. And we don't only want to have we want to have all the comps. So why isn't it working? That's a good question. Let's just, yeah, okay, so it's not an object comp, it's other comp. And as you can see, we don't only have base 3 and 4, but actually base 1 we don't want it, so let's set the filter to 3 to 4. Okay, so what we want to do now is when we set the use the fill, can already see nothing happening. It's rather curious. So question is why? Let's see. Nope. Okay, what happens if we put in this? Okay, this works flawless. Let's see if this, no, it's all not changing anything. Interesting. Right. Okay, I see what happened here. So basically, currently, what's happening is we're going to take the par name, the value, and we're going to make it lowercase. So this is happening here with the par filter value thing. And the problem right now with this is, and then I'm asking if our par filter basically as a string is inside of a p of the name of our parameter, and I'm asking and that the parameter filter should be something different. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to say equals. So this way we can check, okay, is there any filter inside or not? So now when I use here the fill method, you can see that all the custom parameters got added. So let's use the filter because we actually just want to have the color, so we can type in color. Now if we use the replace mode, we only get our color RGB, which is nice. So now we can use the randomizer and just randomize the color. Boop, 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 boop. Runs really nice. Whee! Just saw Isabel and Hui, nice to have you here. I hope it's interesting at all to hear me rumbling about what I actually want to do here. So if you have questions, feel free to ask them, or maybe suggestions, so I can have a look. So exactly what I wanted to do is I wanted to see if I can actually implement the pattern matching. So instead of just writing color, that I would have to write the color asterisk. So now if we again use the fill method, you see no more of the no parameters. So what we want to see is when we go into a select, there's something I was curious about. So when we use a select that, and in the select rows we go by condition, we see the RE match, and this is a regular expression. So let's see if we can use this. So let's open up a new window to have a dive into the whole regular expressions. Is Python regular expression match. There it is. So repetition, yeah, here they are. So it seems like this should work. So instead of so we're just going to okay, so the match function. So let's just see what exactly happens. So we're asking RE match, and let's see, let's just put in some This is some random text. Okay, let's see. Okay, so when we ask here, random. Okay, we got a none. So let's see, I ask for random. Okay, so this isn't really nothing to. Okay, I see. So maybe let's have another look. Docs.derivative, and let's search for pattern matching. So it would be ideal if we could use this, and as it seems like we have this pattern expansion. So no, it's not actually an expansion. So let's see if there's some kind of Python map. Okay. Functions, let's see. Okay. I will hope so. So it seems like now people are starting to actually use the system. So let's see. Show in paint, tscript, pass string to int list, replace. Get set menu label. Okay, message bind chain. Nope. So nothing in the TD functions, sadly. So back to regular expressions. It would be nice if we could use, if there is some way of Python. Let's see, maybe somewhere in the. Let's see in the TD module. Sometimes. Nope. Okay, so yeah, let's. I have the feeling that I already run somewhere in checking this. There needs to be some Python stuff, so maybe it's in the dot class. Let's see if we can find here some. Pattern matching is not supported. It's okay. Okay, so basically it's somewhere around here, because you can use the find cells basically to check that. So storage tags. Okay, so it seems like it's not working. So what we are going to do instead is we're just going to add a button to ask, do you need anyway, does the par name be to be, how do you call it, case sensitive? Yes. So we're just going to create a toggle. Let's call it case sensitive for and let's just edit. Now we're just going to set it off by a section. So now it's the wrong section, as it seems like. So the name filter is giving us the section. Perfect. Oh, I'm just going to look for color, and we're just going to ask if it's case sensitive. Okay, so in this case, we're not going to use the par filter, and we're not going to do it to the lower, but we're just going to take the value inside. And now basically what we're going to do is, how do you make this nice? So basically what we're going to do is we're going to use par name equals, so we're asking if not self.ownercom.par.case sensitive to see if it's active, and if so, we're going to say, okay, the par filter equals par filter dot lowercase, and we're going to say the par name. We're just going to create the par name before that equals p dot name. We're just going to ask par name equals par name dot lower, and in this case we're just going to ask if par filter in par name. So make this a camel case. So let's try again. So we're going to search for so we say case sensitive to off. Now we say fill. Okay, we get our color thingies. We're just going to write this one in small, lowercase. So let's clear the stack, and okay, this is working. So now if we set it the case sensitive on, and we say fill, okay, works just fine. That's good to know. So this way, just to explain what the idea of this whole stack loader is, that you basically don't need to have just one, but you can copy them, and you can use the additive mode. So this way you can fill them on startup. It's not always necessary. So one way to use them too is we're just going to create a second dashboard, and we're just going to delete all of this stuff, and this is going to be our color dashboard, and this is going to be our shape dashboard. So let's also delete this one. And so the shape has division, so we're just going to use in the filter division, and in this one we are just going to filter for the resolution. Oh no. So let's delete this one. We're using the replace mode, and it's not working. Okay, so let's see. Okay, it's just called diffs. So, okay, now it's working. Okay, so it's in our center, and this is just going to be our color one. So what we're going to do is we already have our colors here active, and again we're just going to, for the purposes of seeing what's actually going on, giving them the same resolution, 500 by 500, and so now we're just going to randomize and okay, so we're going to record one preset and we're just going to label this one color start. And we're going to do the same here. We're just going to load our shape parameters inside. And again, we're just going to let's just set them by hand. And let's just record a preset, label it, and let's call it shape start. Okay, and now comes the fun part, because now we can in the recall before record, we can now just type in color start, and here we're typing in shape start. So this way, when I now record a new preset, let's take the randomizer, boop. I know, let's so let's randomize. Let's just so you can see it. We have still our divs active. So now when I record my preset in this dashboard, it automatically takes all the parameters which are stored in the color start preset and puts them into the stack before. And the same goes for this one. So now when I just watch these two beauties here, and let's just use them here. So it's really not the way to do it, just saying. It's, so now I can just recall them here, boop, boop, and can recall them. And now I can just take the randomizer. So where is it? Here's the randomizer. Want to see the parameters. So now I can just press the buttons. We go into record mode. And now I'm like, yeah, okay, I like this color. So I just record it. Call it this one, record it, record. And so even if I use this one and now, set this one to add mode, so now I can randomize the color and stuff, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I like this way. So yeah, actually it seems like for the randomizer it would also be nice to have the same style of recall stack before randomize. Because now, as you can see, I have the problem with the randomizer that when I want to randomize it, the stack is no longer all of the parameters I want, but instead they are just from the one preset I wanted. So let's implement that. Let's just close this and let's just find our randomizer. Here's the randomizer. We're just going to create a string. We're saying, yeah, load preset. What is it called here? Recall stack this and set a string. And so let's just go inside and have a look, because basically the whole randomize is it's just some lines of code. And what we're going to do beforehand is we're going to see, let's call this one recall stack equals self on a comp dot py, and it has a recall stack before randomize. And we're just going to evaluate this one. And now we're going to ask if recall stack, and this is really nice because Python takes just takes basically anything, and you can use it like a boolean. So in this case with strings, if the string is empty, it will return a false. And if it's true, if there's anything inside of the string, it will be true. So what we're going to do is if recall stack, we're saying okay, engine, because this is our preset engine, and we have the function load preset to stack, if I'm not mistaken, and just going to use the recall stack name. Okay, let me just check if this actually works. So color start, and now I just seems like it's working. So let's load this one in, and now I'm just going to okay. So currently it's additive. I'm just going to add this one. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to, before we load our preset to the stack, we are also going to say engine clear stack. So this way, now if we recall, randomize it, we're just going to have the colors. So basically what we're going to do now is we're going to set them both to additive mode. We're just going to say fill and fill. And it's not working. That's really great. Okay. So it seems like we also have a problem in the stack loader with not actually using the additive mode. So let's dive in. Okay, target. So if clear, so clear equals true. Oh, I see. I think I see where this is going. Okay, so what we're going when we are pressing the fill button, when we are pulsing it, we are not actually calling this function directly, but instead are taking these values, but we are just giving them in a function call, because this way we can also do it from outside really easily. So I could just like create a timer, just filling, if it's really necessary. It's not, but this way you can can make it easier. But the problem is that parent mode eval is, I think it should be an integer right now, or string. So let's just see what it's actually. So we say op, we're taking the stack loader, and we're going to take the, okay, so the value is add. So what we actually want is we want to have the menu index. So the menu index currently is 0. When we use replace, we get a 1. And with this we can work, because again, if we ask if 0, if 0 print blah. So yeah, and as you can see, nothing happened because 0 again will be interpreted as a false. So what we're going to do is we're not going to say parent par mode, we're just going to use the menu index instead. So now let's put in the filter, the diffs. So now if we set the mode to add, I press, damn it. Oh, no. Okay, so we're just going to cast this one to a Boolean. So let's just check. We're asking if clear engine clear stack. So now it actually should work. Yeah, want the diffs. I'm still clearing the stack. Why though? So I'm just going to debug this out and see what happens. Nothing. That's curious. Oh. Now I know why. Oh god, I'm really stupid. I'm so stupid. That's incredible. Because I was in the startup on the execute and not the on pulse. So yeah, let's do that again. So now it should work. I hope so. So yeah, okay. And here we're going to search for the diffs. Oh yeah, perfectly. Okay, this makes so much sense. Here we're just going to say replace, and here we're saying add. Perfectly, works. So so this one is going to be like our randomizer master. And we're just going to store it, and there's the randomizer master. So in the randomizer, we're going to say randomizer master. So now we again have our two bases here. And now we can randomize again. Oh, look at that. What a beauty. Now I'm just like, oh, it would be so nice to start this color. So I'm going on record. And boom. Just storing the color. And I want to randomize it again. And I know I really like the shapes. So I'm going to record my shapes. But I also like the color, so I'm going to record the color. Perfect. Works. Works really nice. So one thing I just realized. Oops. Now I would like to delete that because we know it's working. So one thing I just realized is two things. First one is I would like to label them. This would be really helpful. So we're going to create just a just a string and call it label. And this one is going to be dashboard. And we have this whole action there, and we don't really need it. So let's just go inside into the action state and go here, and let's just that's interesting. Oh, yeah, because it's here. So we're saying parent dot dashboard dot par dot label instead. So now it has the dashboard. But again, what would be also nice, so we're just actually going to remove this. And we're going to use another widget for this one. And we're just going to use let's take a header. And the header will just be parent.dashboard.par.label. Boop, 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 boop. And yeah, we want it in the center. We want it in the center, and we want, oh, this doesn't look good. Why does it look like this? So the panel will have, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And we set the align order to -1. So this one is our label. Now we can label it. And I think also what would be nice is to at least take some of the accents we define in the color page to the header. So we're just going to use the so let's use the text on. Now let's take the border on for the font color, and maybe the background color will be the background of. So at least it kinda gets the vibe, the same vibe. But I'm not so sure about this right now. But what I actually want is a customized component, and I want a possibility to just disable the source section, because when everything is done and we're in recording mode, we just want to record. We just want to record. Yeah, greetings to everyone, Isabel. Really nice from you for joining. If you're still here, I have the feeling you left because now it's just 3 viewers. Oh no! So again, we're just going to create a toggle, and it's display actions, and we're just going to add it. And so we're just taking again the parameters, and here we go into panel, and we're just going to just drop this here. So now we can be like, okay, these are my colors. You know, stuff like this. Also in the same vein, I have the feeling it would be nicer to have this one a little bit bigger. It's quite small, so let's set this one just to 40. You can do this yourself without problems. I'm not going to kill you if you change anything about this. So yeah, this looks nice. This looks really clean. So just thinking the curve. Actually the curve, no, it should stay like this, but the recall time is a lot. But it's okay for now. So yeah, let's have the randomizer be a button. So like a big red button which you can just press and it just says randomize. So we're going to change the comp type, and we're not going to change it to a button. We're just going to give it like this 300 by 300. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the panel chop. And so now if we just view this one, you can see it's just going to use the select one. And I suppose it's rather silly. So we're just going to create a circle. And we set the output resolution to panel size. And we're going to make it like a red or green. Well, kind of green. No, let's create a red button. And we're just going to create a second one. And this one is getting a darker color. And we're going to set the softness up. And we're just going to translate the center a little bit. Oh no, we're going to make it the other way around. Okay, this makes sense, of course. And we're just going to set the center of this one. I don't know if this actually works. No, it doesn't. Doesn't matter. We're just going to create a text. I'm saying randomize. And yeah, we're going to make this smaller. And just going to take on all. I'm really not a good designer. Seriously, it's bad. It's bad. So we're just going to say randomize. And now we actually want, let's take a second circle and let's move this here. And we want to set the border. So we set the border with, we set the border color to green. Are we saying the border alpha is the inside, just like this. And actually we don't need this whole thing. We're just going to say parent.panel.inside. So we can just get rid of this panel. Who needs panels anyway? And so we actually have the time. So maybe just going to use well, what is it called? It's not a trail. It's like so is my voice just so nice for the baby, or glad you have something to do, Rui. So there is this component where I can just like give in an input and it will like, is it a gesture? No. Import select interpolate. Nope. I don't want to use a timer. Pattern. Nope. Oh, I'm wasting too much time here, I think. So the idea basically is that we're just going to use a panel execute. I wanted to rotate the whole randomized text just as a feedback. So we're just going to say parent not randomize, because that's it. Just on off to on when I click. So let's see if this actually works. No. Wait. Yeah, I think it would be nice. Okay, seriously, that's stupid, but let's do it. So I think, what was this parameter? So it's like you give it an input and it's for MIDI. It's basically for MIDI. So maybe I can just use a trigger. Let's see if we can use a trigger. So let's just searching for the panel. I want to select. Okay, so now I know what we're going to do. This is totally stupid. So the attack length will be parent par type. And so the sustain will be set to 0, 0, 0. So yeah, perfect. And now we're just going to use a trail chop. Now watch me. Okay, and now we are going to use a ramp top here. Now we're going to set it to circular. And we're going to use a reorder top here. So and we're just going to say, okay, the alpha is actually of input 2. So now when we use a lookup, can actually define in the lookup, we can define a chop. Now we're just going to put this one in. So now we're going to make the trail way faster. Now we're just going to add this one. So now we get some kind of feedback. Actually, this isn't really working. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to set the fill color to white. And we're not using a reorder, but actually just a good old multiply. Actually, we're going to put the multiply after the lookup. Way easier. So this looks really clean. And the tray is still way too long, so yeah, that's the good stuff. And actually it would be nicer from outside to inside. So let's do it this way. Perfect. So yeah, we just created a really nice dump button to randomize our components. Okay. Event shop. Thanks. That's exactly what I was looking for. Event shop. Damn it. Okay, here it is. So, how does this work? Okay, event trigger, reset triggers. Okay, let's just see. Mm. Oh. Oh, I see. I see. That's nice. That's nice. But I have the feeling it's not really what I need in this situation. Because it changes. I mean, it would be nice if we could define like a fixed amount. So I can add this, and basically I think this whole stage thing here is interesting in a way. But because it isn't a fixed length, it's not working. And it's a shame. Just thinking if we could use instancing in this case too. No. Okay, but it's the event shop, so... Oh, okay, here we have the sample. So maybe if I put a pattern into the sample. No. It isn't. That's a shame. That's really a shame. Okay, but we now have a nice randomizer. That's good. Okay, so I was actually thinking to implement it today, but I have the feeling that I'm not going to do that because I because I have the feeling that I don't have the time and clear-mindedness to work on it. But what the preset system currently is lacking, and I mean really lacking, is a way to change, or at least at first now, save expressions. Because currently what's happening is, even if I put in like absolute time dot seconds, oops, so it's going up, and so let's display the actions, and let's clear the stack and just put in resolution. Okay, so what happens when I press record? Okay, this is something you now then have to be really aware of, because it's so so when I record this, unrecord this, and record this, and the moment I recall, you see that the expression disappears. And this is okay for manual situations, but I think it would be really nice to have a way to also take into consideration the expression here and the mode. So this, what wouldn't be a big problem is using, just storing the mode, and going from an expression to a fixed value is also pretty easy, because you're just going to evaluate it once, and after evaluating it, you set the parameter to the evaluated value and just go for it from there. So that should be no problem. But what's going to be interesting is to go from a fixed value or from an expression to another expression, because the expression can change all the time. It's not a fixed value. So That's something I have to think about. Actually, I'm thinking about it all the time. But there's something to work out. And what's probably going to happen right now is that instead of setting everything once, which is one of the reasons why this whole component is incredibly fast and lightweight, it's because when I recall, I'm just going to show you some of the code, and you can look into it if you want to. But basically what's happening is yeah. Let me just see what actually. Oh yeah. Actually no, because of with curves made everything a little bit slower, which is okay. So what I'm doing is I take the steps taken and yeah, look up how much they took off our time. We need to go. So then I'm going to remap this value according to the curve to the start and end value. So basically the only thing I actually need to change is instead of asking for the f-end value, which is already calculated. So this is all really fast because this is just a lookup. It's just a really dumb lookup, looking up into a chop. And this one is just using the TD remap, which is inside of, which is optimized. So it's running natively in C++. And we're just going to call the C++ function for this one. So it's really fast. And the rest is just already set and existing variables. So the f-start, f-end already exist and are already set. And this happening every frame, every second. So yeah, the idea would be to instead of the of f-end, we're going to evaluate the target expression. And this is going to be slower, definitely. So yeah, I think I will see. I just have to look something different up, because yeah, I just have to change definitely one thing, because this is one bug I'm going to fix now. Because what's happening here, the fades are stored by ID. And the ID is created by taking the name of the owner and the name of the parameter. So when you have 2 times the same operator in a different place, they will override the current value. So no go, basically. So instead, let's create a new function, and we're going to call it a get, or just get fade ID and the parameter. And what we're going to return instead is a combination of the we're going to want to have the ID and we are going to add the part of the name. So this way, even if they have the same name, we can the ID will always be something unique. So we're just going to replace all of this. And tuck. So now let's test it out. Let's recall preset and yeah, let's delete this. Oh, the randomizer is not working. Why is the randomizer not working? Oh yeah, okay, so not get fade ID, but get. So I can change, so I think self dot get fade ID. And of course we want to pass the no. Okay, let's do this completely. Okay, self get fade ID and we want to pass the parameter. So let's try this again. We have an error. Oh no! 116, what did I destroy? Get fade ID. Oh great. Yeah, I totally fucked this one up. Oh great. Doop 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 doop. Stop fade. So yeah, now it should work. Now it should work. Doop, 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 doop. So let's try this one again. Let's remove. This wasn't what I wanted. Oh, it's happening again. Why it's happening again? Has no attribute ID. So great. But the good thing is, because we just now have this function, when I can just ask this one, and now let's just say clear. Okay, perfect. Okay. I totally forgot what I actually wanted to do. Ah yeah, so that's what I fixed. So now, maybe let's set the time so just so you can see what's happening. Let me put this one to 10 seconds. I want to just create a small text here and say op preset fader print fades. This is just like a small debug thing I created. So when I press this one, you see it's empty, but the moment I press on randomize here, oh, it's It's not taking the time. That's nasty. Ooh, okay, okay. Okay, I see, I see. I have to do this too. Okay, so now let's try this again. So now it's taking the 10 seconds. Let's just see, because that's interesting. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so my fades are not being actual fades. Oh, okay, but here it happens. So here you can see that that's really interesting. Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, but here you can see all the fades and where they're going and the ID. And here's the ID. I don't know, can I zoom in on this thing? No, I can't. Okay, so I think I'm going to take a break. And after that, we're going to dive into the Galileo mapper family and have a look at the... Oh, I'm going to implement the... what is it called? Fixture. Yeah, I'm just going to implement fixtures. Oh, yeah, so I have to clear the presets here because I'm working on it. Nice. So, yeah, I'm probably just, okay, let me just, but that's new. Oh no. Oh, that's really not good. Oh. Yeah, I shouldn't do that. That's a big no-no. Just going to re-init my extensions here. That's a big no-no. Okay, instead, let's clear the stack. And let's just create a really simple base here. Let's customize it. Let's take a noise. So, and let's set the period. Maybe let's set the harmonics and exponent. Harmonic spread and harmonic gain. Oh, we're disabling the monochromatic, and let's just take 50 by 50. Just take a no. So now we're going to create a sphere here. We're going to feed it into a geometry instance, and yeah, we're saying RGB. Oops. And it's way too big. So let's transform this one to 0.01. Oh, they look nice. They look so nice. Oh yeah, and of course what we're going to do is we're going to change this. So we're going to change the amplitude to 0. Oh no, we're going to change it to 1. But we're going to change the offset to 0. But this isn't a problem. And let's create a camera here. And let's create a render. Yeah, so probably let's also create a light. Let there be light, and actually let's use a phone here, and let's enable rim lighting. So give it a nice green. So I don't think we actually need this. And here I'm going to take a nice blue. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So we're now taking this, putting it in here. Oh, yeah. And now we press the randomizer button. Kill the randomized master. So let's do it again. Okay, that's too fast. Let's take 10 seconds here for the randomizer. Okay, think. Yeah, so let's kill the harmonic spread here. Let's see what happens next. Oh yeah, it's definitely not 10 seconds here. That's bullshit. That's definitely something I will have to look into, because this is not nice. Okay, so let's view this one. Let's take a timer. Really simple. We're setting this timer to restart. 10 seconds. And we're just saying on timer pulse op randomizer dot randomize. I'm just going to say time equals 10 seconds. So oh no, it's wrong. Yeah, because it's called preset randomizer. So let's see what happens. Oh, you can already see something is happening. So yeah. So with this I will be gone for like 10 to 15 minutes, but you can have a look at this really nice viral action going on here. So yeah, thanks for watching. 3 people right now. So I suppose, Rui, see you later. Okay. I'm back. Okay, so that's this, and let's just not again. So I have to re-init the extension. Okay, so let's just clear this and go to, let's go to the, where is it? It's the Galileo. No, it's still the MIDI mapper. It's here. Four people. I just came back. Perfect. Oh, okay. Some errors. Open sense. Yeah, I don't care. So, yeah. So the idea for the new mapper part is that inside you can just add a fixture profile dat, so it's just a table, and so I'm just going to cut this, and they can define on, in this case, on which channel for DMX you want this whole fixture here to be mapped. So yeah, I think I already started somewhere, but let's just see. Here's the extension, and channel and index, but I think we're just using, yeah, we're just using the channel, so we're not actually using the index in this case. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a we're going to create a new, and this one a new method, and this one will be called add component and the comp. And what we're going to do is we're going to look inside, and so fixture equals comp, and then we're looking for the OP fixture profile. And now we're asking if fixture is none, we're just going to return a false. Otherwise, we're just going to continue. So what we're going to do is just have a look how it looks. So yeah, as you can see, float, string, menu, in, float 2 are all some parameters here. So what we're going to do is adjust value. We're going for rows, fixture.rows. And then we're going to set our parameter. We're going to use the get attribute, and we want to have the component.par, and we want to get the first line. So we are saying fixture, no, we're saying for row in rows, we're just saying row and the first entry. And it's going to be our parameter. And then we are just going to say self add parameter. We're going to set our parameter, and our channel is going to be this, and we actually want to have an integer for this one. So basically that's it. Now we have an error. So and then we're going to return a true because it all worked. Okay, so let's see if this actually works. We're going to say op dmx mapper add component, and we're going to add the base one. Oh, shit, yeah, that's not really gonna work because we start channel. And this is also something we need. So what we're going to do is plus start channel, and after we've done this start channel, we will increase the start channel by 1. So let's do it. Okay, we got an error. Awesome. Let's see what the text part has to say. Missing one required positioner argument, start channel. Okay, that's simple. So we say, okay, we want to have the start channel of 200. Let's try again. And attribute name must be a string. Oh yeah, because we're getting a cell, so we want to get the value of this one, and we want to have the value here too. So let's try this again. Clear the script error and run. All right, and let's just see if. Oh no! Actually, yeah, I'm stupid. We don't need to add the start channel. Actually, what we need to do is we need the start channel -1. So let's try it again. Maybe let's first clear all of them. Okay, so now we have channel 200, 201, 202, 203, and 204. Very nice. So just for funsies, let's create a constant here just to see if it works, and let's take a dmx out. Let's say artnet, and we want this one to be channel 512. And we take another constant. We'll call it this one channel 200. And with this one, no, it's the wrong side. Okay, so now we should let's watch the parameters. This one is channel 200. It's the float. So what happens if we, oh yeah, oh, this is beautiful. So just working really nicely. So maybe let's try this one with an LFO. send this one to a ramp and set the amplitude to 255. So, and this one of course should be called channel 200. Yeah, this looks really nice. Let's just have a look here. So now if we increase the queue size, now it's way smoother. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So now it would be nice to delete this. And this is going to be a little bit more complicated, I think. Yeah. So, yeah, let's not do this for now. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to put this one into a into the other mappers. Very simple. So let's just take this one, just copy it. So let's take the MIDI mapper. I think that's easier. Let's put this one here. Start channel. So this one is going to be start index and the channel. So the index is going to be this. And the channel is going to be the actual channel we give it. So yeah, let's remove this. And let's just copy this one. DMX MIDI mapper. Let's just have again a look inside. Add component. So channel and index. So it's going to be channel 1 and start index is going to be 20, for example. And it's not working. Oh, because start channel is not defined. Why is the start channel not defined? Where do we need it? Oh yeah, because it's the start index. Perfect. So now this begs the question, how can we do this with OSC? Yeah, so I think what we will do for OSC, let's go into the OSC mapper. It's also called MIDI mapper because they're basically all the same. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're not going to define a channel, but we're going to define a message. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our message and we're going to format it with the value we would normally use as a normally use. So what we can do now, I think it would be nice. Message. Yeah, and we're going to define a start channel. So what we can do now is we're going to define a message, and the message is going to look something like 1/push, and then we're just going to use this curly brackets here. And we're going to set this one to 1. Oh no, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Let's just delete this. Yeah, because we need the OSC mapper. Yeah, perfect. So now, as you can see, we have the message 1/push, and yeah, just like walk through them. And actually we want to have this we want some drag and drop here. And this is currently working with, how is it working? Oh yeah, so inside the lister is the drop table. And that's not nice, because we actually got something for this, really simply. So I'm going to go again. Now we're going to use my drag and drop callbacks here. I think they are, and this should be the last ones. Yeah, here they are. Okay, so we're going to init the whole thing. So now we can delete these ones, we don't need them. And what we want to do on OP drop, we want to say just now for testing. Let's first go to parameter drop. I think they are called parent.midi mapper at parameter at parameter at parameter, and we give it the parameter. So now let's just see if it still works. Yeah, very nice. So now we want to have a way yeah, Thomas, this is what I call creating an empty universe, but this is a trick I just recently learned to, like first I was going to do stuff like using a pattern, and setting it to 512 and setting it to constant like this, and then using a shuffle chop. So this is another way, but it's two components, and with the constant you can just be like, pop, just do it like this. I think Izzard showed me this trick. So yeah, let's, before my roommates have a bad time with me spamming the network with some ArtNet. And hi to you too. So, component. The problem right now is when I drop an operator. Actually, let's use the comp drop. We don't have a way to tell it what the start should be. Simple enough. So we use something different. We use a technique I use quite often. And for this I also have a tox. And it's here in the widgets, and it's the prompt. So with the prompt, I can call just a simple function, and it's called open. And yeah, and there I can define a message. Fairly simple. So what we need here is, where are we? We are in DMX. Okay, perfect. So we're going to create a function, just a simple function, and we're going to call it start add component. And we're going to define a self next comp and equals none. And we're just going to set this self next comp equals comp. And then we're going into the self.ownerComp.op prompt. And we're calling the open function. So just to be sure, let's just go into the prompt again. Okay, so it's message. We're calling the message. Define start address, and the title is just going to be address. So now when we call the start add component, we get an error. Oh yeah, because we should be in the DMX mapper. Oh, and we have to make this one actually non-display. Start add component, and we just want the base one. So now we have this little prompt where it's asked me to define a start address. So nothing's happening when we press this, which is of course. And what we're going to do is comp equals none. So we don't have to give it the argument none, but instead, if no argument is given, it will be none. So we can ask if comp equals is none, we say comp equals self.nextComp. So this way we can still call the add component from outside. But what we now can also do with this little prompt here, we can define, oh, we have an error. Why do we have an error? Come here. Oh, okay, so I see this one has to go before. So here we can now ask for a MIDI mapper and component, and now we just have to define the start channel. So in this case we are going to use the integer me.par.value0. So clear script errors. So let's call this one again, and let's add 5. Now if we press release, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Beautiful, really beautiful. So we actually want to set this one to an integer, and let's make it a little bit. Okay, so what we're also going to do is we're going to change the behavior of our nodes here at the layout. And we're going to say horizontal mode, no vertical mode. We're going to say it's a fixed height. So it's going to be like something like 20. And for the field, we're going to say just set it to 2. So yeah, and we do not want to have it. We want to have a add comp. So now let's just delete all this stuff here. Set up. And now it's asking us to define the start address. We set it to 20. Bam! Works like a charm. So basically we're going to do the same for the rest also. In a I'm talking with the screen. It's 2 hours talking to a screen. Sounds weird. Okay, but let's do it. So we're going into our C mapper, and we're just going to copy we're just going to copy the this one. Yeah, let's just close all of them here. When we go with CMapper, edit this one. Yes, please. Okay. Define address scope and start. Okay. Comp. So we are moving this one over. on. Oops. If comp. Okay. So now we have kind of a problem with our prompt here, because it only has one line, and we're just going to change this. Just going to say notes 2. We're going into our parameters, customize component. And so we're just going to take this one, bind new parameter as master, bind new. So, oh no, it's the wrong one. Okay, let's do it like this. Let's just say bind, and let's set this one to read only. So this one is label. It's labeled for the other one. So notes 2. Okay, and this one. Actually, I have to go inside for this. Holy crap. Customize component. I'm just going to drop this one in here too. Quite simple. So let's make this one a little bit higher. And yeah, I totally forgot. Customize component, value 2, read only. So the first one, we actually want to have a string. The second one should be an integer. So in this case, something like push. Oh no. Oh, this is bad. This is so bad. Why can't I do this? Oh, how bad. This is really badly behaving. So let's see what is the reason for that. Field lock. Oh, what? No. Thank you. Some stuff no one asked for. Okay, so we have something like this. And it's just totally forgot what we need for this one. We need the message and the start channel. Yeah, so not an integer, but need only one. This one. So let's see if it works. Boop, 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 started component, and as always forgetting the evaluate. Boosh. Okay, perfect. Works like a charm. Let's just clear this one. So yeah, but maybe let's. Damn it. Yeah. So basically, we're going to do the same for the MIDI map. Just wondering, am I? Maybe let's. Yeah. Oh yeah, and for all the people in the stream right now. So let me just see. Oh yeah. Let's just activate. Where is my? No, my Wi-Fi is not enabled. But let's just do that. Boop 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 boop. Okay, actually I would like to do this yeah. Okay, just have to check something. Bum, 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 bum. Boop. Because I forgot my password. Okay. Okay, just going to connect to the right Wi-Fi. Okay, so let's get back to work. Oh wow, this looks bad. Why does it look so bad? What the heck? Okay, so just for you, even in this weird, maybe this helps. Oh yeah, okay, this helps a lot. Why is it this weird? Maybe I can change this. Oh, this makes everything slower. Okay, so this is a NDI camera on my phone, and this is my microphone. This is the microphone, and it's yeah, it's stuff to put normally on your for your trousers. It's like the small, yeah, tube, and that's me. Boop. Okay, let's continue. I just wanted to show you this. Can we delete this? Yes. Okay, so what we do now, we have this started component here, and we have our drag and drop callbacks in here. And what we're just going to say is we're going to say parent MIDI mapper start at component, and we're just going to use DOP. And that's it. And this is the reason why we're just going to just copy this shit here. So now let us maybe clear this and drop this one in. And it wants us to define a start address. Dang, this works nice. Okay, so let's do the same over here in our OC mapper. Where's the drag and drop for this one? Where's the drop table? There's the drop table. Bad. Just delete. So let's let's do the following. Let's go into the OC mapper, lister, Command X, and just use the drag and drop callbacks here. Oops. Nope. This one. And we init it, and we're just going to do the same. Bam, finished. Yeah, so let's maybe copy them. Actually, I'm not sure if this works. So let's try it with the OC mapper. Yeah, address scope, something, and put this one in. Great. Okay. MIDI mapper. Just going to use this prompt here. We're setting both ones to integer. Simple enough. And yeah, let's just copy over our component here again. I think we still have it open. Yeah, so just going to take this stuff here again. Just going to use it in the MIDI mapper. It's here. So define channel and index. Channel and index. Okay, and again, self.next comp equals none. And we have to move this one over. I'm pretty sure I could have done all of this way easier with some other stuff, but yeah, not gonna. Comp equals none. So again, if comp is none, comp equals self.next comp. I mean, it's still not error proof in any way. I should do a lot of more of checking all this shit, but I'm not gonna do it. So if comp is none, and we're going to add a parameter, index and channel. Okay, let's save this. let's add this one. You know, this one also already works. So, is it that simple? Let's see. So we're going into the MIDI mapper. Just gonna grab our callbacks here and just go inside of this one. Let's delete them. No one needs them. Now we're just going to copy all this shit. Going to init. Oh great, now we have like 2. So I think this one is no longer needed. Well, we can just put this one in. Okay, so I think there's something for the callbacks to just check if there already are callbacks. But they are defined in callbacks 1. So let's see. Okay, so we started channel 2, channel 1, and the next one. And it's not working. Non-type has no attribute OP in add component. That's interesting. That's really interesting. In 940. Oh, okay. Yeah. Corona. Let's try this again. Okay, so, boop. Okay. Channel 1. And index 5. Okay, it worked in some weird way. But we still get an error. Okay, no longer. No more. Perfect. Okay. Okay. I think this is really nice. So, just wondering who's actually still watching. No one, I suppose. So yeah. So just thinking about this whole add component. So I'm just thinking about a way how to use it, for example, for bigger installations, because right now the problem is it's not possible to unpatch any of them. Which sucks really hard. So because of this lister. Yeah, I think I should redo the whole lister here. But I think that's something for later. Okay, so just going to set up a MIDI controller, I think. Why is it category music, by the way? I think I will have to change this because it's not music, it's science and technique. Maybe for next time. So, yeah, I think that's it for today. So, I think tomorrow I will tackle the whole thingy about the expressions, about expression and constant mode. So, I think that's it for today. See ya. Whoever actually watches this. Or if you have any questions, you now have basically like 4 minutes to ask a question if you want to. Ja. Und 3 Leute schauen zu.
Immer noch?
Ja.
Also machst du jetzt weiter?
Nee, nee, nee. Ich mach. Okay, no questions, so goodbye.